Hi. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Kids in Comedy Pro Show. Thank you so much for joining us on this very beautiful gray Friday. You are home and we are home. And so we thought, why not entertain each other with these wonderful teens who've been with us for a while. This is our pro show. These are our pro kids. And we're trying something new. We're doing Zoom. We've been doing Zoom classes at Kids in Comedy. We're going to do Zoom summer camp at Kids in Comedy. So you are part of a new chapter of LOLs and JKs. I am your host. I'm Ashley Brooke Roberts. I'm a teacher at Kids in Comedy. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to entertain you tonight. Now, I know that we've all been quarantined. Life has been pretty boring. Okay, we're all trying to think of ways to entertain ourselves, and I thought I would share some fun games I've been playing at home with my betrothed, and that you can play at home too. These are games that we created. That is true, but they are games that you could play with your loved ones. I'm missing my mic. Oh, here we go. Okay, now I feel professional. Okay, the first game I'd like to introduce you to is a game called Heavy Arm. You just hold your arm up and you go, oh, it's so heavy. Ooh, it's going to fall. And then you just drop it on the other person. Oh, no. And you go, heavy arm, you got heavy armed. That's a fun game you can play. Another fun game you can play is, where's the cat? I don't know. Who knows where the cat is? Let's go find the cat. And then you look for the cat, you harass the cat, and the cat plots ways of kicking you out of the house when quarantine's over. The next game you can play is Guess Who? Guess Who? It's a very popular game. You jump into the room and you go, guess who? It's me. I haven't left for 2 months. They go, God, I wish it was someone else. And you go, nope, still me. Another game you could play that we spent like days playing this game is Clog the Tub. What happens is you clog your tub by accident, okay? And then you get to spend 3 days figuring out how do we unclog this tub. And you think of some pretty creative stuff. So that's what we're offering here to you tonight, entertainment to do. I did say my betrothed. I did get engaged right before quarantine. Thank you. I know you're all applauding at home. You're whistling at your computer screens. You're jumping up and down. It's great. I love it. Everything they say about getting engaged is true. As soon as it happens, your skin clears up. Boom. You stop being allergic to dairy. Your family stops fighting. It's really wonderful. Actually, the only thing that has changed is now I have to shave my knuckles. I had no idea they were so hairy until everybody wanted to look at them. And I would be like, can you find the diamond in the rough? You know? So now I'm going through disposable razors on these beasts. I feel like there's been a lot of pressure in quarantine as a creative to be creating content. You know, like it's like, this is our time. Like, finally, I can write my novel or my autobiography about living in the mountains with 40 cats. You know, we're all working on something. It feels like we should be working on something. I haven't been able to focus. I can barely read. I mean, going into quarantine, I was struggling as a reader, but now it's even worse. I read an article for like 45 seconds and I'm like, I'm out. I can't handle it. So I haven't been writing anything, but I have written titles of essays I want to write, and that is what I'm going to share with you today. These are titles of essays I want to write. Again, I can't write. I don't know how to do it. Can't concentrate that long during quarantine. Here is the first essay I would like to write. It's called How to Stop Being Jealous. Basically, I'm jealous of everyone, which means I'm jealous of no one. And I want to pass that on to you. The next essay I would like to write is called How Not to Start a Podcast. I feel like that's important information I need to get out there. Not everybody needs a podcast, and I would like to help them not start one. The other essay I would like to write is new words to use instead of fiance. Do not like the word fiance. I've been going with betrothed, but it does feel a little ancient. I'm thinking about switching it up to something like butterball, chicken wing, banjo string, just a nonsense word to mean fiance. The next essay that I have titled but haven't written is Instagram, you are not actually there. Now, this is a problem I had before quarantine where I would spend hours on someone's Instagram and then I would see them in real life and I'd be like, oh my God, remember when we went to the beach? That was so fun. And they would be like, I don't know you. I never went to the beach with you. And I would just realize I had inserted that memory into my brain because I had spent so much time on their social media profile. Next essay I would like to write is things my family members have said that have never made it to my act. I just have a collection of things. like the last time I talked to my uncle, he was like, you haven't lived if you haven't been on a cruise ship. And that is something I would like to give the world. I don't know how to do it besides just collecting it. And the final essay I would like to write is reasons why Kelly Ann didn't take pictures of me at that party. On March 5th, 2020, I went to a party, okay? And I talked to this comic, her name's Kelly Ann, and we talked all night and we were having so much fun. And I was like, I didn't even realize we were so close. This is great. I've got a new friend. And then I went home and the next day she put up all these pictures from the party and she didn't take one picture of me. And I know that sounds vain, but I'm telling you guys, we talked for 3 hours. How is that possible? Please write me, okay, at ashleybrookeroberts@gmail.com and please explain to me what happened with Kelly Ann. And Kelly Ann, if you're home, what's up? What's up with that? I know you took pictures of other people. Great. Without further ado, I would like to get into our first comic of the evening, our first pro show kid. Oh my goodness. What a treat. You guys are gonna love him. Please give it up for Osher Cohen.
Yeah. Woo.
Thanks, you guys. I am indeed Osher Cohen, and it said it was going to snow today, but it didn't. All right, let's get into that. So, since school is a lot shorter now, my mother told me to go and improve my education. So I decided to enroll in Masterclass. And Masterclass is a website where you can watch videos of famous actors, writers, or chefs teach you how to excel in their field of expertise. And at the beginning of every masterclass, every master teacher gives a short introductory video about like who they are and what they're going to teach you in the class. And at the end of every video, they always say, I'm so-and-so, and this is my masterclass. But they always have like a gimmick that they do, like Gordon Ramsay will like slice through an onion, or like Penn and Teller will make some balls disappear. So I started thinking, if I had a masterclass, what would my gimmick be? And I want to try some out for you today. All right, here we go. I'm Osher Cohen, and this is my masterclass. Or maybe this one. I'm Osher Cohen, and this is my masterclass. Maybe this one. I'm Osher Cohen, and this is my masterclass. All right, so as I started scrolling through the different teachers, I found R.L. Stine, my favorite horror writer for children ages 13 to 18. Woohoo! And so I started his class, and as I went through some of his lessons, I got to his lesson about his writing process. And it's actually very interesting. It turns out that Mr. Stine writes the end of the book first and then spends the whole book getting to that. So I thought I could apply the same method to joke writing, and I think what I've created is pretty revolutionary, a little before my time even. So I thought I'd try it out with some classic jokes first, start small. So here, let me give you this. 12 months. Did you hear about the man who stole the calendar? He got, and that's the joke, people. Now, I can't see you guys on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure you are out of your seats, rolling on the floor with laughter. All right, here's the second one. Squealer. Why should you never tell a pig a secret? Because it is a... Get it? All right, here's my last one. I think this is a real winner. Borscht. So you guys remember when we used to fly in planes, like those big metal birds in the sky? And pilots would always speak in a special voice like, "Attention, passengers, this is your captain speaking. Thank you for choosing to fly with the Dollar Tree Airlines. It looks like it's going to be a sunny day in our destination. We are going to be a little late because we will be taxiing for the next 8 hours. Thank you." And so I wonder, now that pilots are home, like the rest of us, do they speak in that voice just in normal conversation? Like, what if they're having dinner with their family? Or are they like, "Excuse me, dear, could you pass the Caesar salad with the tater tots, please? Thank you." Or what if they're breaking up with their partner? "I'm sorry, Rhonda, but our relationship is over." "Why, Mike?" "We were just having too much turbulence." Thank you. And so, you know how pilots will always give that information that you really don't need to know, like how far up from the ground you are? I wonder if they still do that when they're just walking around. Like, "Okay, guys, we are currently 0 feet above the ground." And what if they're climbing stairs? Are they like, "We have now accelerated to 1/2 foot above the ground"? I wonder, once pilots get back to flying planes normally, are they going to forget to be professional with their announcements? Like, what if their spouse is on the plane? "Paging passenger in seat 17B. This is your husband speaking. There is a roast beef waiting for you in the freezer when you get home. Thank you." Well, I don't know if you guys have been a great audience, but you've been a great audience.
Great job. Great job. Give it up for Osher at home. Clap
Yeah.
those hands. We can feel it.
Woo.
Great job. Love it. You've inspired me to do my own masterclass. It's going to be called Figuring Out Why People Unfollowed Me on Twitter. Okay, our next comedian coming to the stage. What a delight. You guys at home are going to love her. Please make a lot of noise in your apartments, your houses, your wherevers, your boat homes for Kayla McKinnon, everybody.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's so good to be online with everybody. You guys have given me a wonderful break from my rigorous schedule of eating Cheetos and lying vertically. So much has changed in the world in the past couple of months. One thing that definitely has not changed is the fact that I hate small talk. I hated it before, I hate it now, and I'll tell you why. It is just so boring. Like, listen, I don't want to hear about the juice cleanse with kale that you started last week. You know, I don't want to spend my time listening about the microwave that you ordered off Amazon Prime. Okay? You realize that we are now on lockdown for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're just in the house all that time. And you want to spend it talking to me about pillow patterns that you saw on Pinterest? Okay? I don't have time for that. I could be breathing in a corner somewhere instead of that, you know? If I'm going to have a conversation now, it needs to be meaningful, okay? You know, tell me about your greatest fear, okay? Tell me how you feel like you're incapable of love, okay? Please. Tell me about the bodies that you have buried in your backyard. All right. I just want to connect with you. Yeah, but I mean, even before lockdown, before I was stuck in my house, my social interactions were pretty limited. And that is because I have strict parents. Specifically, my mother, she's very strict. Okay. For example, if I ever wanted to go to a party, you know, I would ask her to go, and she'd say, sure, you can go. And she might drive me to the party. She might drop me off. She might even walk me up to the door. But then she had this cute little parenting technique. Oh, I'll tell you what it is. Right before I walk into the door, she grabs my arm and she goes, don't do drugs, and then just leaves. Which, you know, I never fully understood that. First of all, I wasn't even thinking about drugs until you said something. So there's that. But then, is that supposed to be the thing that were to stop me if that was my main goal? Like, do I walk into the house and, you know, all my friends are in a circle getting their drug things ready, and they're like, Kayla, welcome to our weekly Doing Drugs Club. Are you ready to participate? Am I just going to be like, no, I can't. My mom just told me not to do drugs. And are they just going to accept it like, oh, dude, no way. She said that to you? Like, to your face? Wait. When did she say it? Right before you walked in? No, you definitely can't do them now. Both my parents are strict, though. They used to have a big fear that I was going to get kidnapped. That used to be like a huge thing. You know, I'd be like, hey, Dad, can I go to the mall? And he'd be like, yes, you can go. But remember, don't get kidnapped. Wow. There goes my whole evening plans. No, but seriously, they would say it all the time. It was a huge thing. And, you know, I think they missed one crucial piece of information, which is that annoying children do not get kidnapped. Okay? Nobody wants a talkative teenager in the back of their van going, so, what's your name? You look lonely. Is that why you kidnap people? Are you creepy? You have no parents? Did your girlfriend leave you? Do you commit any other crimes besides kidnapping, stealing, vandalism, arson maybe? Have you ever tried a kale juice cleanse? They will jump out of the truck and turn themselves into the police station because they do not like small talk either. Thank you for being a presumably wonderful audience.
Whoa, great job.
Yeah.
Kayla. Give Kayla a round of applause, everybody at home. Great. And I would like to say, yes, don't do drugs. Great point, Kayla. Next topic coming to the stage. You guys are going to love them. So fun. Please give a big round of applause at home to Zach Bialik.
Yeah.
Hey, let's hear it.
Hey. So my name is Zach, but as a nickname, you could call me Nick. I'm going to assume you guys laughed at that one. I like to compare myself to a tortoise. I have slow movements. I live on land. That's something. And if you touch me, you might get salmonella. Anyways, I brought a guitar, so let's get into some music. I march to the beat of my own drum. That's why I was kicked out of the marching band. My therapist tells me I'm bad with change. That's why I can never become a cashier. A skyscraper is a building. A ground scraper is a shovel. If you live in an RV, there's no difference between homesick and carsick. Some people like to say hot damn. That made me realize that all of my dams are lukewarm. I used to hate parasites, but then they really grew on me. On a different note, C#. Those of you who aren't musicians, that is a C sharp. That is the joke. Anyways, I'm really into music. Music is music to my ears. I play instruments. It's really instrumental to me. I play bass, which is a lot like guitar, but cooler. I also play guitar, which is like bass, but less cool. This summer, I started playing the upright bass, which I think is downright awesome. Upright bass is also called the double bass because it's double the size of any reasonable instrument. This is a diagonal left bass. So I was thinking about some problems that monsters have. So here it is in the form of a blues song. Oh wait, I did that in the wrong key. Starting again. That's the instrumental part. Here's the joke part. Bigfoot's feet are too big, so he has trouble going shoe shopping. Loch Ness Monster has low self-esteem. No one believes in it. The Jersey Devil. He lives in New Jersey. And the Boogeyman. Poor guy's still in the closet. Thank you, everyone.
Great job, Zach. Thank you so much. You were wonderful. Loved it. Man, remember the days when we were just worried about salmonella? Woo! Feels like 40 years ago. Okay, our next comedian coming to the stage. You guys, I want you to make so much noise at home. Bang on your walls. Just lose it. For Saskia Pinning, everybody. Saskia Pinning. Yeah.
Okay, is it better if I stand like this?
You look good.
Okay. So, I'm a teenager, obviously. I feel like something that comes along with the territory of being a teenager is like being very scared of being left out, like your friends doing things without you. I know that's definitely a big deal for me, like FOMO, that kind of stuff. And it's gotten to the point where, like, you know that saying that's like, if all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? Honestly, yeah, probably. I'm just so scared. I just can't let them do something without me. Like, if all my friends came up to me and were like, we're going to go jump off this bridge together, it's going to be so much fun. I'd be like, all right, like, just give me a time. Like, I wouldn't have the strength to say no to that. And, you know, I mean, like, I probably wouldn't say yes right away. Like, there's a few things, like, I'd have to probably see them post, like, a Snapchat story of them all on the bridge together before I actually, like, committed to jumping off. And there's some things that go into it, right? There's some things that play into it, like, right, like, who's going? Because, like, if Sophia's going, then, like, just her, I don't really need to go. But if, like, Oliver and Caitlin are going, then, like, I'm gonna jump off the bridge. And, like, are we meeting up beforehand? Like, are we all going together? Because I don't want to be the first one who shows up there. I don't want to, it's gonna be so awkward. And, like, how high is the bridge? Like, am I dying on impact? Like, what's the rules here? Like, I really need to know. Another teenager thing, definitely a teenager problem, is like acne. Like, everyone has acne, pimples, not a big deal. But the way you know that it's really bad is when you can read it on your forehead like Braille. And I definitely can. And it's not even like letters or like words anymore at this point. It's like whole stories. Like, my forehead has a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's like all kinds of stuff too, right? Like fables, like my face has a moral. I could do like lullabies, like you could read your kids bedtime stories off my forehead. Like if your kids are ever having trouble sleeping, like just call me. And it's not even just my forehead either, like it's everywhere, like my cheeks everywhere. It's like my face is like one of those poems where they like try to arrange the stanzas in a like specific order to be like super deep. And it'll like change from week to week too. Like if I'm like really good one week, maybe I like help an old lady cross the street or something like that. Then like I'll have like Psalms on my face, like John 13, like over here, or like Ezekiel like 6, like I don't know, like below my left nostril. I don't really know how the Bible works, but yeah. I mean, basically what I'm trying to say is that my face is like an all-inclusive Barnes and Nobles at this point. Also as like teenagers, I feel like you're growing up, we have to decide like what we're going to do when we grow up, like who we want to be, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know that yet really, but I do know a few jobs that I know I'd be terrible at, that I definitely just cannot do. And one of those is be a rapper. Like I'd be such a bad rapper because they're always like bragging, like they're so positive, like optimistic, all that kind of stuff, and I just don't have that in me. My songs would suck. It'd be like, started from the bottom, now we're like meh, like I'm feeling pretty good, but like I'm having trouble sleeping again, I'm feeling kind of anxious. Or like 99 problems, but a significant other ain't one, because I'm really trying to work on myself right now. I think I need to learn how to love myself before I can give anybody else that kind of love. And it's not even just like the songs either. It's like there's like this whole problem with like hoes, right? Like all my rapper friends would have hoes. You'd be like, Saskia, you gotta have hoes. It's so important. But I just like would not be able to do it. I'd be like, well, listen, like I just got over hoe number 2. Like it took me months to get over that heartbreak. I do not know how you guys just jump from hoe to hoe like this. Like I do not have the emotional stamina. I get way too attached. And I don't think anybody wants to hear a song about how I think hoe number 4 is going to propose. Like I already have the floral arrangements picked out and everything. One last teenager thing I want to talk about, like a very modern teenager problem I feel like this is gun control, because obviously like a very modern thing. And the laws with it are crazy. Like we need more, obviously, but like they're insane. Like first they were talking about like arming teachers, which is like such a bad idea, worst idea ever, because I know how annoying I am in class, and it's like the last thing I need. And then on top of that, the people making these laws, like the politicians, like they don't have it. It's not like it doesn't like concern them. Like they don't go to school. It's not their problem. It's insane. It's like if there was like a sudden outbreak of robberies that only happened in barber shops, and then they let bald people make all the laws about it. That's it. Thank you.
Great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give it up for
Woo.
Saskia Pinning, everybody. Hope you're at home waking up your neighbors. Saskia, if you think acne is annoying, wait till you meet wrinkles. Okay, next up, we have coming in, zooming into your homes and your hearts. Give it up for Sam Lipman, everybody. Sam.
So hi everybody. I'm Sam Lipman, and I'm a junior in high school. I guess now I'm a junior in my basement. And I'm usually a very obedient person, but everyone kind of expects teenagers to be all rebellious and independent and wear pants outside. So I've decided to rebel against my mom. Now, my mom hates Anne Hathaway with every fiber of her being. So to rebel her mittens all up, I bought a hat that says #1 Hathawayan, which means a member of the Anne Hathaway fan club, OBS.
Wow.
And I wore it around the house. When my mom saw it, she just said, I may disagree with your choices, but I respect them. I was furious. Instead of grinding me and giving me the rebel street cred I need, she is respecting me. Ugh, I knew I had to take things up a half a notch. So that night, I nailed a bunch of posters of Queen Anne around the house. But when my mom woke up, she seemed more concerned about the destroyed walls and why did you try to nail them to the windows? What is wrong with you? So I realized I had to go big or go half a home. Drugged Anne Hathaway with $10 to have dinner with my family. The best gig she's had in years. Yeah, no joke. This is all before quarantine, of course. Talking about her role in Les Miserables and how she wept watching her own performance. Then my mom started to smile and agree with her. And over the course of the night, Anne Hathaway and my mom became friends. And I didn't even get my phone taken away. I may have lost this battle, but I will win the war. This is coming to dinner tomorrow night. Gwyneth Paltrow, baby. So I was recently, well, okay, it was last year. I was last year one of the leads in the school play. And after our performance, are you guys going to clap for me? It was a pretty big accomplishment. Wow, that sounded pretty forced. Anyway, after our performance, Mom gave me her version of the bouquet of flowers traditionally given to us theater divas. And it was a giant bouquet of Starbucks cookie dough cake pops. And listen, I'm already not doing a sport, so you know, I have my body. My body currently looks like 4 toothpicks stuck into a slightly deflated marshmallow. And it's like my mom was giving me all these cake pops, my aunt baked brownies, and my grandma made a whole pie. It's like my female relatives don't even care about my waistline. I think it's because they all have rockin' bods. Like they can eat whatever they want, like the love child of Cher and a clone of younger Cher. Especially my mom, who always looks especially great. Blatant flattery has been brought to you by my mom. See me after the show to purchase ad space in my next show or my next conversation. I'm not picky. Back to your regular schedule. So after that whole bouquet of cake pops disaster, and by disaster I mean eating 3 dozen Starbucks cookie dough cake pops in one sitting, I decided to go on a diet. It consists entirely of feelings of shame after every single meal and sugary snack. And I'm proud to say I'm well on my way to that ideal crying while eating ice cream bod. So you guys already know I don't play sports, but you do know all those sports ballers who's always claiming their favorite sports ball game is rigged, right? They're all wrong. There's only one game that is truly rigged. The Sexiest Man Alive contest. Think about it. Adam Levine and Mel Gibson both won. And sure, Adam's fine looking and Mel's decent for a racist old creep. But Sexiest Man Alive? I think not. The real giveaway is that Blake Shelton won. Blake Shelton. He looks like the human version of a saltine cracker dipped in water. His facial hair looks like something a stray cat coughs up after it eats too much garbage. If Blake was alone in a room, he wouldn't even be the sexiest man alive in that room. Listen, I'm sure some people find Blake attractive, but I'm definitely not one of them. And one day, people will realize People's Magazine's shenanigans, and it will fall. And who will arise from the ashes like an avenging phoenix? I will, because I'm starting my own magazine with its own Sexiest Man Alive contest. My magazine is called Person Magazine. And the only man featured as its sexiest man alive will be the one who has been robbed of his crown year after year, ignored while other lesser specimens of mouth-watering male beauty took his rightful place. The only man featured in my magazine will be the true sexiest man alive, now and forever. Patton Oswalt. Thank you guys.
Great job, Sam. Great job. Great job, Sam. Very wonderful. I would just like to say nobody's safe. Blake Shelton will be taken down. Okay. And that's what you can get with Kids in Comedy Pro Show. Our next comedian coming to your screen at home. Please make a lot of noise for the wonderful Sammy Feinstein, everybody.
Hello. Hello. I'm currently at home, probably like all of you. But the thing about being home is my grandma is now living with us full time, which means that she goes on a lot of Zoom calls with like the local JCC and her library to do different classes. And one of the classes that well, first of all, she goes on the Zoom calls, and the fact that I'm home means I kind of have to help her with it because she's just completely computer illiterate. And so when she goes on the calls, this is how it usually plays out. So this is an example of what happens at senior size. Ready, guys? This is the teacher, all right? Okay, everyone, lift your hands up. Ellen, Ellen, are you there? Ellen, turn off your mute, Ellen. Eileen, pick your hands in the air and stand up. And then I always have to come in and help them unmute them. It's horrible. But anyway, I'm going to grab my guitar. Hold on. All righty. I didn't go too far. Let me put this on. Another thing about my grandma is that she tends to get the words to songs wrong, which didn't start when quarantine started, but it's been going on for a long time. And I want to sing a couple of those songs the way she sings it for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy. I thought love was only true in fairy tales, meant for someone else, but not for me. Love was out to get me. That was what it is. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Ready, guys? Then I saw her face. Now I'm gonna leave her. Not a trace. No doubt in my mind. Yeah, I'm gonna leave her. By the way, the song is I'm a Believer. So yeah, she currently gets that wrong still, even after I did the comedy bit. So it never changes. Another one. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me close and never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a freight train. I'll be back again. All right. For any of you, I usually at the shows, some people don't get this because some people think it's actually a freight train, but the actual term is jet plane. Famous song. So I don't know. Here's another one. Ready? No one by the Beatles. Picture yourself on a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Somebody calls you, you answer quite slowly. The girl with colitis goes by. If any of you don't know what colitis means, I am not going to tell you, but definitely go look that up. So this is a Kids in Comedy show. Woo! And okay, I'm going to sing another one for you. This is fun. This is a little Creedence song. That is not really Creedence because it's different words, but here we go. I see a bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. I hear earthquakes and lightning. I feel the end is coming soon. Well, don't go around tonight, 'cause they're bound to take your life. Ready, guys? There's a bathroom on the right. By the way, girl with colitis, there's a bathroom on the right. Come over here. All right. I have another couple songs for you, but this is not from my grandma, unfortunately. This is about quarantine. I've changed the words to these songs. And I hope you guys realize that I've changed my grandma definitely does not realize I changed the words to these songs. So. Okay. Oh. 1 second, let me just pick this up a little bit so you can hear me better. You can hear me, right? Mm-hmm, you can hear me? Good. All right. Let me do this. Hey there, I say that's something. Let it be your man. And I say that's something. I don't want to hold your hand. Don't let me hold your hand. Don't let me hold your hand. Whoops. Woo. I'm so used to singing the right words. All right, let me do another one. Ready? She's got a cough and cold. It's not the flu. That's why I'm trying to get away from you. Oh, but her mask is old, filled with her germs and her mold, and when it gets too much, I don't want to feel your touch. I'm gonna run from you. I'm gonna run from you. When the fever's high and you're not getting by, I'm gonna run from you. Thank you guys. That was fun.
Great job,
Yeah.
Sammy. Put up for
So
Sammy
good.
Feinstein. So good. Inventing a new genre of music, COVID covers. I love it. Great job. This show is going swimmingly. We hope you're having fun at home. Can't wait to bring up this next comic. Oh my goodness, what a treat. Please get your pots and pans ready. Wake up your neighbors, call your mom, because coming to you live from this Zoom into YouTube is Spencer Cohen, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. My name is Spencer. I know you guys got Sam, you guys got Sammy, now you got Spencer, but I don't think anyone in America is ready for the next comic whose name starts with S, which is, of course, severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. I'm really excited for their performance later today. In general, though, this is a kind of a new experience. Being on Zoom is kind of our life now. Class on Zoom is a little bit weird. I've been going to high school. I'm a senior. We have all our classes on Zoom now. And like the big thing that people were telling me when this first started is like the best thing about this is that you can finally not wear pants during the class. That was like the big reveal for people. And like, that's fine because Zoom has many benefits. All right. You can finally eat during class, which is great. You can make your virtual background like an embarrassing photo of yourself or something crazy like that. But really, not wearing pants, that's the one thing you're looking forward to. Okay. If you've ever taken a math test and the first thing that comes to mind is, you know what would make this math test a lot better? No pants. Then you got bigger problems than the coronavirus. That's all I'm going to say about that. In general, though, I feel like my presence isn't really shown through my camera very well. I'm pretty tall. I'm going to see if that works. Maybe you guys can tell. I don't know. I'm a tall person. So I have a lot of problems that I have to deal with on a daily basis. Like I said, I'm 18. I'm a senior. So I still have to go to like the pediatrician, the little kids doctor. So you guys can kind of put two and two together. It's not really a place made for somebody like me. For example, when they have to measure me, they just stack two nurses on top of each other. Then on the scale, doesn't even say number, it just says, wow, it's a fat baby. Babies, another cool fact about me, I'm an only child, which is great. Something cool about being an only child, when you grow up, you play a lot of really cool exclusive games. For example, you guys know the game Hide and Seek? Well, I played something a little bit different called Hide. Complicated. What you do is you find a closet and then you sit in it for 2 hours and then you win. And that's the game. Another game I used to play. You guys know that game Catch? Played something similar called Throw. What you do is you get a ball, then you throw it. And that's the game. It's really a whole lot of fun growing up where I am. Speaking of growing up, I still remember when I was very young, I used to see on like my ID card for school, like class of 2020. And I used to imagine, what would 2020 be like? And to say it has not met my expectations would be a bit of an understatement. Growing up, to be honest, this year's a very interesting year in general. I've gone through all like the normal senior stuff that seniors go through, all the classic ones, applying to college. All my work is really tough. And of course, a global pandemic, your normal high school fun times. But what I realized overall is, aside from that last part, so you know what, this year's been pretty normal, is what I would say if it was 2019, but it is in fact 2020. And I feel like the best way I can describe this year is like, have you ever seen the show Man vs. Food? And there's a challenge of the day. It's like, can you eat this like 14-story double-decker burger? And the guy will get through with it, but it's going to hurt going down and it's going to take a while. And that's essentially what this year has become for me right now. Like I was reading the news the other day, and apparently this week they found murder hornets in America. Murder hornets. They are not bearing the lead with this one. All right. What can murder hornets be doing here? Like, we might as well have the zombie apocalypse right now, because I'm not waiting until November. Let's just get it done with, because clearly it's coming next at this point. Anyway, might as well talk about something a bit more uplifting, politics. That's always fun. Like I said, I'm 18, which is great, so I can finally vote this year, which brings with it two amazing experiences for me I've never had before. Number one is, of course, the act of voting, which is great. And number two, since like all the polling places are closed, I have to write down a letter and physically mail it, which I have never done before. So that's a really exciting new experience for me. I actually didn't know how to use the postal service, so I emailed a friend. They could tell me, and then they emailed me back. They're like, "Why are you using the postal service in 2020?" And they realized we're gonna have no voter turnout this year, so that's gonna be fun. Anyway, after that, I'll talk a bit about the first time I technically voted, but it's a technicality. I was in first grade, and it was 2008, and there's a box in the back of the classroom that had a picture of Obama and a picture of McCain. And at that time, I voted for Obama because I was a really big fan of the American Recovery and Reinforcement Act. Just kidding. Background of his picture was blue. That was my favorite color, and so I voted for him. And what I realize now, 12 years later, is I'm gonna be voting in the exact same way. I'm gonna print out the sheet of paper because you have to do it from home. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's color is blue. That's my favorite color. I'm gonna vote for that person. Very simple. Anyway, other fun stuff going on right now. I was thinking, since I'm a senior, what role models have I looked at over time? And I realized that the Peanuts comic strip is kind of the greatest role model. It's taught you a bunch of really great life lessons and a bunch of terrible ones. For example, I feel like Charlie Brown would be a much happier person if he went to a psychiatrist that cost more than 5 cents. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. My favorite Peanuts character, by far, definitely got to be Schroeder. This guy, he's my favorite. I love him because he breaks his back every time he wants to play the piano. It's wonderful. What I love the most about Schroeder is very socially ignorant, if I can say that. Essentially, the running thing is there's always a girl that likes him, Lucy, that sits on his piano and says, "I love you" and stuff. And he doesn't say anything to her for 50 years. Right? That's the level of commitment I need to get to at this point, because I've been dating my girlfriend for about a year now, which is pretty cool. And when you're dating someone in high school, I usually get a bunch of weird questions. For example, a question I got a lot from my friends is, wow, Spencer, you sure have been dating this girl for a very long time. How have you not run out of stuff to talk about? The answer is, we have a long time ago. But there's a very easy solution to this problem, which I learned from my parents, who learned from their parents and then their parents, which is to be a loud, observant Jew, which is very easy. The hang of it. Essentially, the instructions for being an LOJ is you walk around the city and you see something weird, and then you say it as loud as possible. And it generates a conversation every time. All right. Is it annoying? Yes. Does it work? Also, yes. So I see no downside here. So it's an experience. For example, before the world shut down, I was on the bus. And I saw a sign on the bus that said, if you see a crime in progress, tell a nearby police officer. Now I have several questions about this sign. Number one, there's a crime in progress. There's a nearby police officer. Why are they not doing anything about said crime in progress? Isn't that their one job, to stop the crime in progress? Number two, I'm a born and raised New Yorker. If I see a crime in progress, my number one thought is never, oh, I'm going to tell a police officer. It's, oh, will this affect my commute? And if the answer is yes, then I tell a police officer. Anyway, you guys have been great. I've been Spencer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Spencer! Give her a round of applause. Oh my goodness. Really bringing me back with talking about commutes. Wow, wow, wow. It's fun now. I have no reason to be late to things. That's it. Sometimes I'm just like, sorry, I was focusing on my breathing and I'm 10 minutes late. I don't know. I used to be able to blame the train. What will be next, I wonder? You guys, we've seen so many funny comedians tonight, and we have one more for you, a real star. You guys are going to love him. Please make a lot of noise for Julian Gerber, everybody. Woo!
Hi guys. My name is Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2. Just kidding. My name is not Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2. I was gonna do my set standing up, but then I saw how tall Spencer was, and I think I'll remain sitting down. I have to say, it is weird doing these shows where you can't hear the audience reaction. It is strange, but it has taught me that I don't need immediate and constant validation for my work. So let me know if you agree in the chat. I have something exciting that has happened to me, I guess, over quarantine is colleges have released all of their decisions. So, I know where I got rejected, where I got accepted, whatever. And I noticed their rejection letters are really just they're insane. They're nonsense. This is the first sentence of a real rejection letter I received. Here it is. The Board of Admission has completed its evaluation of more than 35,000 applications. And it is with great regret that we must inform you that your application could not be included among our acceptances. I love how they make it seem like my rejection was like ordained by God. Like I could not have been accepted. Like, own your decision. I wasn't accepted. That's okay. Because rejection letters should be concise and brutal. Like this is the perfect rejection letter. Just goes, "Dear Julian, thousands of extremely talented students applied to our college. You were not one of them. Sincerely, some intern in the admissions office, probably. Yes, your writing is about as lively as an obituary." That is the perfect rejection letter. It gives you everything you need. But besides being rejected some places and accepted some places, I was put on the wait list at a couple colleges. And if you don't know what like a college wait list is, it's basically you're not accepted, but if enough people who were accepted decide not to enroll, then they go to you, then they go to the wait list. So it's a lot like if you ask out a girl and she goes, "Sure, but only after I ask out 2,000 other people." And then if she gets rejected enough and you actually go out on a date, you still have to pay for dinner. And dinner costs $65,000 plus room and board. But it turns out, I've been reading some articles about this. Turns out that college enrollment, because of everything that's going on in the world right now, and because of how sort of uncertain everything is, college enrollment is actually extremely low, which basically means the worse the pandemic gets, the more likely it is I get off the wait list, which kind of puts me in a weird moral position because on one hand, of course, I do not want to see a second wave of coronavirus hit the US, but a few more cases in Cambridge, Massachusetts, is that too much to ask for? You have to when you're on the wait list, you have to actually like opt in to say you want to remain on the wait list. And there's actually, you have to fill out this form, and there's 3 options you can tell a college. 1, please keep me on the wait list. 2, please take me off the wait list. Or 3, my parents are wealthy, you know what to do. So yeah, I'm currently deciding between 1 and 3 for a bunch of places. But even it is strange because even though I'm on these wait lists, you have to put down a deposit. You have to commit to a school you were actually accepted at before you hear from these other schools, these waitlist schools. So I committed to a college, and it's strange because I can't really like dedicate myself to that college because I'm not 100% sure if I'm actually going there, you know? Like I can't have any school spirit or anything. I can't be like, go Lions, Lions for life, for the next 3 weeks, however it turns out. Because I committed to this college, though, I had to decline the offers of acceptance from some of the other colleges I happened to be accepted at, which I have to say was a huge power trip, and I loved it. Finally rejecting one of these colleges. So you have to email them. So here's a little bit from the email I sent rejecting these colleges. Dear Board of Admissions, I've completed my evaluation of more than 35,000 colleges, and it is with great regret that I must inform you that your college could not be included in my acceptances. Thank you, guys. This has
Great
been fun.
job.
Yeah.
Great job. Julian, everybody. You guys, we have seen so many funny comedians tonight. I hope you had fun. I know that I did. We are Kids in Comedy. We will be doing more pro shows as things go on. We're moving with the times, okay? We're readjusting, we're figuring it out. So definitely check in on us. We have a website, kidsincomedy.com. Check it out. And we have summer classes. We have a summer camp happening. And we'll be doing more of these in the future. So definitely come back. See us again. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us. You guys are wonderful. I'm Ashley Brooke Roberts. A big applause for all the comics you saw tonight. Good night. Take care. Goodbye. See ya.
Woo!
Woo, woo.
Bye.